Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we are in Pyro and we're going to do something different on the channel today. We're actually going to try and review to some respect the space station Starlight that is in Pyro. Now this was my first ever interaction with Pyro and I was immediately blown away with the amount of effort and attention to detail that CIG have put into these space stations. Externally it looks magnificent, and I think these sorts of areas are overlooked, and when I started poking around externally and internally on this space station, I was just absolutely gobsmacked by the level of detail, the amount of work that's gone into this. I can really see it shining through, so I was very impressed. And I think space stations in general get taken for granted for how much detail is put into them. I will say that this particular space station is by far and away the most intricate designed space station, dripping in atmosphere, very immersive, and I was completely blown away by just how much work has gone into this space station. It's absolutely incredible. So that's what we're going to do today. So we'll start by taking a look at the externals of this space station, because this could be a starting point for you. So we kind of want to get familiar. Straight away, you're greeted by a broken space station. You can see the debris. The whole integrity has clearly been breached, yet life still survives here. Somehow it clings on. Now, the atmosphere and vibe I was getting from this particular space station was, I felt like it was Mad Max, but way in the future. You know, the colours and tones also help reiterate that point, I think. It's just an incredible place to be. And I haven't even been anywhere else in Pyro yet, so I was very happy. I do like the unique shape of this space station, because the ones we have in Stanton are nowhere near as, I would say, artistic as this. This looks completely different. You can see the hangars. You can see, like, even the hangars have their own sort of mini launch pads as you leave, which is awesome. We have these long spines extruding from the space station itself. Again, with debris, things are broken. It looks dangerous to be on board this space station. So they've really captured that this is an outlaw part of the universe. It really does reflect that. Everything on this space station is just about functioning enough to support life, just. And I really like that aspect. You'll see more of that as we go internally into the space station. So a lot of work has gone into this, and I was just completely blown away by it. And like I said, I think a lot of players, they spawn in Pyro and just, they're off, you know, get my ship and go. Where I was more sort of, hang on a minute, you know, before I even set out on any kind of journey, I want to soak this up, because I was just blown away by it. It's absolutely incredible. As we make our way towards this, I can only assume is some sort of broken bridge with all of the debris still scattered in and around that point. Was it hit by an asteroid? Was it blown up by a torpedo? Who knows? But it's there. And what really impressed me is, as we get closer to this broken bridge, and you can see the debris will start to actually move by itself. It's got its own mini orbit. It's not stationary, so that's pretty cool. All the paint has that sort of rustic look as well on the space station. Highly weathered. So you really do get that sensation that, you know, everyone is clinging to life in and around on this space station. I just can't believe, after waiting for so long, I knew Pyro was going to be good. I knew the planets were going to be amazing, but I did not expect to be, well, treated to such detail, to be quite honest with you. It's incredible. So here we have all the floating debris on its own mini orbit. It's just awesome. Absolutely incredible stuff. So we'll continue moving around the station, because I want to you know, bring the detail to the forefront. Like I said, I think people just overlook how much work has gone into this, because it looks absolutely incredible. So we have random asteroids just sat incredibly close to the space station. I suspect that they are the reason for all of this damage. But you can see steel girders, just everything's bent, broken, highly volatile. The space station itself looks like it's about to implode at any moment. It's just amazing. So we'll go round and see if we can find any sort of major points of interest, apart from all of the carnage, which I think is fairly impressive. So we'll continue making our way round. Now, I think that this giant cylinder on the right, if you could call it that, would be like the control area of the space station, maybe air traffic control, space traffic control, when it wasn't so busted up and broken. That's just an assumption. I don't even think I've been in there yet. The space station internally has a ridiculous amount of areas to explore. I actually got lost at one point and stuck, which was, that was nice. But as we move around, we can actually see ladders, scaffolding, even the tiling on some of this extremities of the space station itself is peeled away, really badly weathered. It just looks amazing. Even the background, that purple haze that Pyro exudes is pretty impressive. So we make our way round. So there's more floating debris, and then we have these like random pylons that have electric, which looks amazing. Steam, just the whole experience. And I haven't even left the space station yet. It just looks incredible. So we have the long spine of the space station. They're flanked either side by the hangars themselves. But I just could not believe what I was seeing. As you can see, they haven't added the space station name yet. It just says at Pyro Space Station logo. So that will get rectified when eventually we get this in live. So we go down the long sort of spine. We have hangars on the left, hangars on the right. So you'll be launching your ship from there. But in the middle, it's just empty space. And what I did notice as well, this space station has loads of external windows to look out of, and you can see all the carnage from inside looking out. So we make our way up this spine area. In some respects, it kind of looks like a Kraken, this part of the space station, I think. A tiny bit. It does resemble a Kraken in my mind. Or is that just me? I don't know. Either way, I was thoroughly impressed because you can still see the pipes. There's like a catwalk there in the middle of this space station leading towards the end. And then there's a flight of stairs. I wonder if we can get in there at some point. It is very much exposed in the vacuum of space, obviously, but why would there be a flight of stairs that lead up to this tower with more electrics? So I'm starting to feel like there's some more areas of this space station I want to try and get to, because inside there is all manner of things that need to be explored, but otherwise just incredible. Honestly, it's so well done. They've put so much time and effort into it. I'm so glad it's here. Yes, there are, of course, going to be some bugs. There are some, it's the tech preview, but it is very, very impressive with the amount of detail, that they've gone into. That just everything suits the Pyro nature. Like I said, I do feel like it is the Mad Max of space. It's a very surreal experience to go through the first time. Okay, so let's now take a look internally. So, when you spawn in, you'll be greeted by your usual hab, and this is your bed. Yes, look how grungy and disgusting it is. Love it. Love it. Really sells you on, welcome to Pyro. It's disgusting. Get used to it. I absolutely love that. And then you'd exit the hab, and we have our sort of normal corridors, but again, steam vents, air vents. You got tubes with air flowing through it. They've modeled the air flowing through these pipes. It's incredible. I did notice the AI are working way better than in live. Obviously, it's a small testing environment, so that might change, but at the moment they were acting less stupid. I'm not going to say they were perfect, because they weren't, but it was a pleasant surprise. But the whole atmosphere that you get from this space station is insane. There's graffiti everywhere. Everything is broken. Everyone is just about clinging to life. They have the bare necessities to survive. It's just crazy how detailed this space station is. It really is. It blows my mind. So here we have an area, like you could say a lobby by the elevators. AI, obviously very cold. Lieutenant Ripley there, getting warm. Just this kind of moody, desolate Mad Max feeling that you get while walking around the space station is just... I can't get my head around it. Because everywhere you look, something is broken. There's graffiti. These people are all stuck here for one reason or another, or waiting for a pickup. But now, another thing I did notice, which I was thoroughly impressed by, was the lighting. The lighting on board this space station is incredible. It really does help in setting the tone. Every aspect of this space station is so well lit, incredibly moody and atmospheric. It's incredible. It really is incredible. So here we have like some random dude who is going to repair stuff, apparently. He has like 3 tools, so I don't know how business is going for him. He might have 2 potential customers there, but I would say his business is not doing all that well. Moving on then, we come to sort of the main entrance area of the ship. So here you can see a player just leaving the hab. Those elevators at the back there are the hab elevators, and this is why I wanted to slow it down, because immediately people do not pay attention to the amount of work that has gone into this, and I wanted to highlight it. We have like a mini gym here as well, with a mannequin, so you can punch the crap out of the mannequin because your ride is not turning up and you're stuck here forever. Little details that they put into this station is just incredible. So we have some more AI. Obviously, now this space station must be absolutely freezing, and it probably is, because it is absolutely riddled with holes like a Swiss cheese. So all the AI are freezing all the time. Luckily for me, I'm wearing armor and it's nice and warm. So the AI, actually, the NPCs weren't acting as daft as they normally do. And here you can see an external shot. So we have that. Look at the animation of the air flowing through that air vent tubing. That's amazing. Absolutely incredible. And you can see the debris through these frosted windows. It just looks absolutely amazing. Then we have the elevator area, obviously. So you can see ship hangars, internal transit, medical clinic, and hangar transit and main entrance. The elevators internally as well are disgusting. You would almost certainly expect them to stink of urine. Let's be honest. Look at this place. Again, the lighting is incredible. So this is the entrance to the medical clinic, and it threw me back because there are elements to this medical clinic that just remind me of some scenes from E.T. Now, if you haven't seen E.T., you're not a true sci-fi fan. For those of you that have, you know exactly what I'm talking about with this like polystyrene tubing. Again, look at the animations of this. This is free flowing. It looks incredible. And the lighting, incredible. Everything on this station is just mind-blowing to me for the attention to detail. So here's the medical clinic. Now, I assumed it would be something similar to that of Grim Hex, but I can confirm that this looks a hell of a lot worse, and you would not want to come here for any kind of treatment because you're more likely to catch some disgusting disease than you are to get it removed from your system. Let's put it that way. It just looks grubby, worn down, broken, a place of last resort. If you come here, make sure you're wearing all the NBC gear you can possibly, a full radioactive suit, and you might make it, because it looks grubby, it looks disgusting, it looks worn down, it looks like if you were to go in here for treatment and you could expect scattered needles to be all over the floor. It's just that sort of run down, last resort. You have people sat here in agony, casually dying. Maybe it's too much widow or slam, but these guys obviously need medical treatment. They obviously can't afford it for whatever reason. The pharmacy's at the back there with its 2 terminals, probably selling all kinds of broken, dirty needles and things of that nature. So these guys are just, sat there quietly in agony, probably dying of some sort of disgusting space disease. There's another one here. So these are the medical clinic rooms with a patient outside of those rooms. So this particular individual isn't even getting treated. All of these little touches that they've put in, even with the NPCs playing their part, it does add to that atmospheric feeling that you are in a rundown, clinging to life space station. Nothing here is safe. Everyone is on the cusp of peril. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Easily one of the most detailed and well thought out space stations in the game, in my humble opinion. So that was the medical clinic. And then we go back to the elevator, and this brings us to the main entrance. There's a few shop stalls scattered around this area, mostly lit by random bonfires as everyone's freezing to death here. So there's a few food stalls, there's a couple of weapon shops, armor shops and things of that nature, but you couldn't really call them shops. They're more sort of scavenged goods that people are selling on a stall. That's the kind of feeling you get from it. So we have Stanton Convenience Store, which is this tiny little stall here, and then at the back you can see the elevators and a little food store. Now I didn't try any of the food, I should have, it just didn't dawn on me to do so. So there are things to buy on this space station. Obviously it's not going to be too well equipped. I think it's kind of stuff people are selling maybe to buy a ticket off this space station. So here we have a food vendor with alloprats and some bowls. At least they're cooked, they look nice. We got some space rat on the grill. I don't know, I have no idea what that is, but it looks delicious. So you go and get some food here. We have a sharpshooter's gear, so we can see weapons and jackets and all of that stuff. A shop terminal there to buy all your weapon needs. The one thing I do want is that helmet on that mannequin there just to the left. That looks awesome. So hopefully we can get one of those. I didn't check the terminal because I'm stupid, but I will definitely grab one of those helmets if they're for sale. That looks so cool. And here's the other shop as well, which I believe was on the top floor, top deck, I think. I didn't get much time to memorize the station, in all fairness, but I will be back because I do actually want to go exploring some of Pyro. But I was infatuated with the station because it blew my mind, and I wanted to bring the work CIG had put into this station to the forefront to give it the credit it deserves. So there is an admin office as well. As you can see, we have the 2 terminals, and again some more sort of distressed NPCs. This guy on the left can't even make it to the clinic. Oh no, he's okay, he's had enough of being sick. He's fine, everybody, don't worry about him. Okay, so now we're on like the top floor, the 3rd deck I believe. So we have this long corridor again with the piping and the lighting. Someone's draped their own wire with lights. More bonfires, some more injured personnel, people in agony laying on the floor. It's a fairly long top deck. I think there's 2 directions you can go in. Now this area is where it starts to get interesting. So there is a toilet facility and shower facility, but I can tell you right now, would you really want to use these? Look at them. It's disgusting. Not in a million years, but apparently they're functional. Yeah, I would rather hold it in, to be quite honest with you. There are some areas on this top deck where the mood changes. So we're used to this sort of orangey, hazy, warming lighting that we have in here, and this is just an example of something I thought just looked absolutely incredible and had to be filmed. The other end of the top floor we come to, I have no idea what this area is, but it piqued my interest. So there's an airlock, and the mood immediately changes, and then we do get treated to a whole new ambience Still a lot of broken scaffolding and broken wires and cables and things of that nature. But the mood changes. The lighting changes. It's almost like a moonlight filter has come through this part of the space station. So, obviously, it piqued my interest. I was like, okay, let's see where this leads. Now, I noticed there are some parkour things here, which we were shown in CitizenCon. So we have a broken ladder, a little bit of a ramp thing going on. I was starting to get a little bit explory. I wanted to explore a little bit more, so I made my way up that ladder, and it sort of greeted. But everything's so well lit in this space. It's mind-boggling to me, honestly. So anyway, we moved our way up this ladder, and then I found this secret passage, if you will. And I was like, okay, well, where does this lead? Broken pipe, more dangerous wires. And I began having some sort of space station adventure by complete accident. But I just could not get my head around. Because this area of the space station looks really cold. Very cold indeed. So I started to go on a little bit of an expedition. Just to find out, what was this for? What was its point? Is there a purpose? Are we here just to explore this space station? Now I imagine there might be loot boxes and things of that nature in the future. Maybe we could get some serious drug dealing missions down here. That maybe they'll insert an NPC character who lives in this part of the desolate, broken, freezing cold area of the space station we have to go talk to. I don't know, but it has that ominous atmosphere. Then I stumbled across this elevator and I was like, okay, well, where does this lead us? Where are we going? Take me on an adventure. And as you can see, even the elevators are disgusting. So I thought, okay, maintenance shaft 1. Let's see what happens down here. So we'll turn the torch on, and ended up just sort of looking around, thinking, how have they done this? Everything is so well done. It's incredible. I know I keep saying that, but it really is. If you do get into Pyro, you should almost certainly explore the space stations, because you will be blown away. So I'm like, well, what am I supposed to be doing here? You know, what's the point in this, is what I was thinking at the time. And I thought, well, I'm going to keep exploring because you've piqued my interest. So it's a maintenance shaft. So why do we have access to a maintenance shaft? Well, maybe there's going to be missions in the future where, for some reason or another, this space station needs supplies, or maybe there's something wrong with the power supply, or anything like that. Which I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. So I ended up down here, and I came across these, and I was like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. These look like capacitors to me. You have 2 red ones and a green one. Is this going to be a future mission? It certainly screams missions in my mind, you know. Come down here, fix the capacitors, maybe replace them, get paid, something of that nature. And I noticed a scary, ominous tunnel, and I was like, well, obviously we need to go through the scary, ominous tunnel. That needs to happen. So I ended up making my way on a mini adventure in a space station, exploring areas that I don't think many people have been. I found a shaft, lit up everywhere, even in the maintenance tunnels. So, drug smuggling routes, perhaps? I certainly think so. I certainly think so. So let's see if we can get up here. And we do eventually. I'll sort of make my way through, and then I'll end up here. And after staggering my way up and looking around, and then again getting blown away completely by the lighting and that fan, imagine thinking Starfield was a good game. Just blown away by this. Absolutely incredible. And then, unfortunately, my computer crashed. So that was as far as I got. But it is very intriguing to see what CIG have implemented into this space station, because there's still a hell of a lot of areas that need to be explored. So this is on top of the main entrance floor, I think. So we're above that, and you can see there's the gear shops and things of that nature. Just mind-boggling. Mind-boggling, this space station. It's incredible. We have more scaffolding as like a makeshift bridge. The tubes, we have like that giant lamp shining light through the station. And then this is above the ship terminals, where you will go to get your ship. You see a player in the distance there running around like a headless chicken, trying to get to his ship. Immediately got to get to planets for some reason, whereas I'm more soak it in, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy it, because we've waited so long and now Pyro's here, and I've got to tell you, it's incredible. So God knows what I'll be like when I actually get out to visit some of these planets, if I can find the time to do so. I hope I do, because I think the whole package of Pyro is going to be incredible. There's like a refuge of rubbish just scattered everywhere down there. This is one of the ship terminals with a filtered water stand that looks disgusting. Even the bottles are dark green, borderline mouldy. Everything is just so disgusting here. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, here we have the ship terminals, and you can see directly there in front, behind the terminals, sorry, are the elevators to the hangars. So what we need to do then is obviously make our way to the hangar so we can see what the hangars may look like, do look like in Pyro on this particular space station. So you exit the elevator, and you're greeted by, again, just carnage. And here we have the ship hangars, and I absolutely love what they've done here. It's brilliant. Everything is extremely well weathered, including the paint on your ship. Look at that. This is fresh out of the hangar. This is a brand new Corsair. It's not broken, but look at the weathering that the paint has on your ship. That is absolutely fantastic, and I was not expecting that at all. This area, I think, will be the freight elevator that we saw in CitizenCon. So this is where you'll be getting vehicles maybe, and storing your stuff when we get our own personal hangars. It's going to be incredible. Very much looking forward to that. So I think this will be the area for this particular hangar. I could be wrong. I'm not 100%. And that's the entry point from the elevators there. It just looks great. Not sure what repel means. Not a clue. But if you look on the floor, even the detail of the paint is incredible. And this will be you leaving your hangar to go explore Pyro. So there we go, guys. That was my video on the space station and my first Pyro experience. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know what buttons to press, and I of course will have more Star Citizen content en route to your location soon. Cheers.